Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Bearded Comics, and another day for What's in the Box. Yay! It is, again, June 10th, Tuesday, and time for What's in the Box. A lot of happenings. It's going to be a crazy week. It's going to be a thing. It's already been a thing, and it's going to continue to be a thing. First off, this weekend, Crawfordsville Comic and Toy Show will be happening at the 4-H grounds. So make sure you set your date for this Saturday to take all that in. And then we have the Crawfordsville Strawberry Festival, which is also going on. I will be at the Strawberry Festival this week, not at the comic show, just because I've been a member at the Strawberry Festival for a number of years now. They always do me well, and I always do well. And it's a good time. It's always a good time. I always see a lot of friends and family that I haven't seen in a while, and that's always part of it. Hopefully the forecast changes. I think Saturday and Sunday have scattered showers. Possible thunderstorms, so fingers crossed. Let's pray to storm that those forecasts change. I don't mind sitting there and sweating profusely all day long. It's when it starts raining and gets the extra moisture that it becomes gnarly. And rain's not good. Rain is not good for comics, my friends. Nor is it good for my movie boxes or for my wife's earrings or any other people's stuff. So again, let's hope that they that it just kind of rides over, right? Rides over. And then also just a squeak of a treat. This past week, my friends and I started renovating the basement for gaming. So I've told several of you for a while now that we are going to try to decorate and renovate the basement. So that way we have some dedicated gaming space. I can start hosting D&D nights. We can start doing Magic tournaments. We can start doing Pokemon tournaments, whatever. Board games and what have you. It is in motion. Now, how long it's going to take, I don't know. There are certain hurdles we have to go through, such as getting things approved by the city and fire marshal and blah, 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 blah. So, as long as all of that goes smoothly, then we should be able to do what we want to do. So, again, cross your fingers. Hope that it goes well. Okay. Are you ready? Are you ready for what's in the box? Some cool stuff, as always. I try not to disappoint. I always try to have something of consequence and something of awesomeness cross our paths. So we're just going to do a few handful of Venoms. You got your Carnage Unleashed, number 3 and 4. 4 is stuck to the back. So you got some of those. Couple Lethal Protector number 1s. You got a couple Lethal Protector number 4s. And then you're going to see several of these come up here in a minute. But we got a lot of the Maximum Carnage series. I don't think I have all of it. I am missing Spider-Man Unlimited 1 and 2, which is number 1 and 13 or 14? 14. 14 of the Maximum Carnage series. So, I know I'm missing those. Then you got some Web of Spider-Man. You got your hologram cover. You got your cool spider armor covers, right? And then Maximum Carnage. So if you're not into Maximum Carnage and you're missing Maximum Carnage, there are those. This is a second copy of Spider-Man 252. So that's the first black suit, right? I had a high grade one that's in the case that goes for about 200. This is a middle grade one that goes for about 125. So you've got a couple different options. You have your investment copy and your and kind of lower grade reader copy, if you want one. That's a big book. It's a big book. How about first appearance of Carnage? Yeah. So Spider-Man 361. That's a pretty enticing one. Planet of Symbiotes, number 1. It's a cool book. Spider-Man 365 gold cover. Then your Maximum Carnage stuff again. So if you're a Spider-Man fan, there's some cool Spider-Man stuff hitting the shelf. I'm going to try to work on some other Spider-Man stuff today. That's just been kind of lingering around, kind of accumulating piles and whatnot. So again, if you're into Spider-Man, we got it. This is pretty cool. This is Marvel Premiere number 50. This is the first Alice Cooper in a comic. He has done several other miniseries and other books. So that is his first appearance. Then, for you Nintendo fans and Valiant fans, how about Captain N? This is the full 4-issue series, and these are minty. Very, very minty. They do go for quite a bit comparatively. So if you are into those types of things, it's a thing. All Nintendo books, whether it be Zelda, Link, Mario 3, what have you, all of them have been increasing in value quite substantially the last several years. And these, I believe, are pretty close to being uncirculated. If you have questions about them, let me know. Hit me up, and I'll tell you a little story about them. This is pretty cool. When I saw these, I knew that they were something special. How special, I didn't quite know, because I'm not really into this demographic as much. I kind of dabble in it here and there, but it's not anything that's, I'm not proficient in it by any means. But this is the WCW comic series. And several of these have Sting. I think Rick Rude is also one of them. There's Mankind, I believe, right? I used to know who all these wrestlers were. That's the, was it something brothers, Steiner brothers. That I knew. Well, mostly knew. You got your Lex Luger on cover number 1. There's your Rick Rude. Sting again. That guy, I remember Vader. Yeah, Vader. These are cool. A whole series of these sells for about $200, and that's mid-grade. It's a very hard series to find, especially all in one shot. And guess what? One shot, my friends. So I will probably bundle these up for a bundle price. If you're interested in those, please voice it immediately, because I'm going to shop these around to some of my wrestling friends, because again, they're hard to find, especially finding all 10 or 12 issues at once. So again, you're going to see most of these here in a second. This is all the Fatal Attraction stuff. So that's Excalibur. I've got the X-Men. I've got the Wolverine. We'll go through those as we come upon them. Here is Iron Man number 128, Demon in a Bottle, classic cover. This is a mid-grade copy, so it's a much more affordable copy than others that you will find. Again, hard to find stuff, high in demand, great book. Couple random G.I. Joe covers. Again, I'm going to reach these out to one of my G.I. Joe guys. But these are hard to find, especially number 150. It's a low print run kind of book, and unfortunately makes it a little pricey, especially when it's in great shape. So, Moon Knight fans, these are some pretty rad books at the end of the Mark Spector Moon Knight series. It's number 50. But then you got your Stephen Platt covers. These are in high demand right now, just because Stephen Platt is Stephen Platt. He is going to be making a return to the ongoing Moon Knight series. Going to be doing some special covers, some special variants. I ordered heavy on those because, I mean, why not, right? Moon Knight fans rejoice. Marvel Book of the Dead featuring Man-Thing and Frankenstein. Kind of an oddball series. Not super expensive, but it's a whole thing, 1 through 4. Those I will probably be bundling up together. How about Barbie #1 from the 90s? This is an open copy, so it doesn't have the trading card to go along with it, but it's there nonetheless. Let's see. New Mutants 87, first appearance of Cable, second print. X-Men 282, first appearance of Bishop. Classic Jim Lee cover from X-Men. Like I told you before, there's more of, well, not that one, but there's more of the Fatal Attraction stuff. We'll see more of that here momentarily. Speaking of which, how about Make It Now? Make It So. Make It So #1. Make It So. Gambit #1. Golden embossed cover. Not the gold cover, but a golden embossed cover. X-Men Adventures #1. First appearance of Morph. There's another Fatal Attraction book. Let's see. These books I'm going to skip just because I already have a buyer for them, so I don't want to get anybody's hopes up. Let's see. Hanna-Barbera fans. Scooby-Doo. 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 And then All New Comics #1. So some fun stuff in there, right? And then this was kind of cool. I was pretty happy about these. How about Simpsons #1? Yeah? Simpsons #2. Simpsons #3. And #4. For all you Simpson fans, I hope you were happy. How about Simpsons Comics and Stories? This is actually technically the first appearance of The Simpsons in comic book form, and this is a sealed copy, so that one's a pretty desirable book. Bartman #1. Here's a Bartman #2, and most importantly, Radioactive Man #1. This is the glow-in-the-dark cover. Radioactive Man #2. Also numbered number 88, because these are mostly homage covers. Yes. And then this is a Spawn #1 homage. And then Radioactive Man 679, also #5 in the series. And then the Ashcan. Oh! And then Itchy and Scratchy. You gotta love your Itchies and Scratchies. Unless you don't. Which, if you got the Itchies and Scratchies, you might consult a physician. And then Powdered Toast Man #1 from the Ren and Stimpy stuff. And then we're going to see more Ren and Stimpy stuff. To kind of, in case you haven't quite picked up on what I'm putting down here, I recently acquired some books from a collection that was primarily 90s based. Now, 90s stuff, is probably the worst for collectors because they're overproduced. They were fairly common stuff. A lot of stuff from the 90s doesn't demand a high price per se. So, things like the Spider-Man series, the X-Men series, a lot of that stuff does not, it does not compute, right? I mean, it's just, again, it's very common, high demand stuff. So a lot of people tend to look over it. However, in today's day and age and our demographic, the 90s has, it's 35 years ago now at this point, right? So, my demographic, my age group, we are all going back and rekindling those memories and looking for that stuff. Now, again, a lot of that doesn't demand a high collector value or high resale value, but some of it does. And that's just because it's, not as common. So take in effect, those WCW books, right? 90s era comics, but low print run, hard to find. Your demographic at the time, didn't really want to take care of them. So again, it's hard to find them in high grade condition. So they can demand some decent resale value. So we're not talking hundreds of dollars, but we can talk about 10, 15, 20, 25, $30 books if they're in high grade condition. So next little chunk. So now I'm moving into a long box. There's Blaze, Blaze again, fairly common, nothing super spectacular. However, Ghost Rider #1, woo, rainbow, got a couple of those, and a #3. So I personally don't ever really see any of the run of Ghost Rider 2099. I always find the ones, but I never find the ones after. Kind of bizarre, right? And then you've got Ghost Rider. This is in the mid 40s. So this is the Vengeance, Spirit of Vengeance stuff. Storyline. Midnight Suns. The introduction of that group of folks. Let's see. Here is a cool little chunk that I know a lot of you will want to get your hands on. So, this one specifically, this is Pinhead 1 through 6. So this is the full series of Pinhead. Now, again, #1, I wouldn't necessarily call it common, but when you find Pinhead books, the #1 is usually what you find, right? So there's 2, there's 3, and then 4, 5, and 6. I looked online this morning, and you don't really find 4, 5, or 6. So the fact that you have a full run here is pretty rare, and the fact that you have the end of the series, it's pretty sweet, pretty sweet. So I'll probably put that as a bundle for folks, just to kind of take a chunk off the aftermarket value, but it's going to be a thing. It's going to go quick. Here's another Pinhead versus Martial Law. So again, hard to find books. The #2 one, especially, both of them are valued about the same, just because of the rarity and obscurity. This series as well. This is a 3-issue series, but Jason Goes to Hell with a glow-in-the-dark cover. So I've got 2 #1s, and then the 2 and the 3. So these, again, all almost demand a similar resale value, just for the rarity and obscurity. So again, printed in the 90s, but hard to find stuff, especially with horror. A lot of people tend to hold on to horror stuff. Again, just because horror fans love their horror. Let's see. So I've also got Bram Stoker's Dracula in here. I'm not going to show that off just because it's, again, fairly common, not worth a huge amount. Pumpkinhead, #1 and 2. So that's fun, again, for your horror fans. These are fun. Child's Play 2, #1 and 2. So that's pretty cool. And then I got Ren and Stimpy books. So, just to show those off. I'm not going to show, there's like 30 some issues here, so it's not a full run, but it's a pretty close to a full run. But yeah, Ren and Stimpy #1, just showing it off, still polybagged with its smelly Stimpy or Ren Hoek in the back. Evil Ernie fans, I have the full 4-issue series of Evil Ernie, The Resurrection. So here's a #1. but I have the full 4-issue series on that one, including number 0. Lady Death fans, here's a nice little chunk of Lady Death. Lady Death stuff is becoming harder and harder to find, I feel. I get a lot more people coming in and requesting Lady Death stuff. But there's a few issues of the Platinum number 1 cover. There's number 2. And there's number 3. Same series, so I got a 2 full issues, or a series of that. This is the swimsuit edition for Lady Death. This is a red velvet cover, which is pretty cool. I've never actually seen this one before. And then this is, Lady Death from Hell or something like that, issue number 3. So that's just kind of a random book that kind of made its way in here. Let's see. So that's about half a long box so far. Let's see. How about Beavis and Butthead? So I'm not going to pull out the full series here, but I have 1 through 6 of the series. I didn't actually know that this ran for, I think it was 28 issues, or 32 issues, something like that. The last ones actually demand quite a value because I guess low print run, hard to find, kind of stuff. So if you ever find late issues of Beavis and Butthead, pick them up because there will be some value in them. Number 1 goes for about 10. 2 through 6, I think, all go for about 5 or 10 each as well. So nothing too crazy, but I'll bundle those up for you Beavis and Butthead lovers. Let's see. Got some random Grendel stuff, which is fun. Dead Man miniseries, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine miniseries. I have the full King Kong run from the 90s. Number 1 is actually over there in the back issues, and then I stumbled upon 2, 3, 4, and 5. So number 1 has a classic Dave Stevens cover, which demands a pretty nice number for it. But now you can actually get the full series of those. Let's see. This is a fun book. I'm going to keep one of these for myself. I had 2 of these. But this is Kill Barney, featuring depictions of what looks to be Beavis and Butthead taking on the purple dinosaur Barney. Pretty cool independent stuff. Again, this collection that I picked up had a bunch of just random independent stuff in there. Again, not a high dollar value for them. It's just more fun, more nostalgia than anything, but just random stuff. And then so what I think I'll do here, I got a lot of Jurassic Park for you, the folks that are into Jurassic Park. I had the full 4-issue series of both top series that got released. So those are cool. And then I will, again, end it on some neato stuff. How about Vampirella? Now, this is the number 1 Vengeance of Vampirella with the awesome, beautiful red foil cover on those. I have several of these, including the gold retailer incentive cover. So that one will probably go back behind the desk. All the other ones will probably be, I'll probably make at least 1, maybe 2 bundles of this. Again, there's number 2, there's number 3, 4, 5, or no, that's 6, 7, 8. This one's actually going to go home with me. This is the trade paperback for The Vengeance of Vampirella, but it's got a really cool, oh my god, I just blanked on his name, Joe Jusko cover, who is infamous for doing the Marvel Masterpiece stuff. I love his artwork. I actually didn't even know this existed. So this is super rad. Again, will be added to my collection. This one is a beautiful Dave Stevens cover. Again, I'm debating on whether to put this in my collection or not. Not because I'm a Vampirella fan by any means, but it's just the artwork of Dave Stevens that always tends to demand high resale value. Vampirella number 0. These are still polybagged, by the way. There is number 1, number 2, 3, and 4, and 5 of Vampirella from the 90s series. So those are pretty cool. But yeah, that's what I've got today. A few bangers in there. Again, with the Spider-Man 361, Spider-Man 252, your X-Men number 11, your Iron Man 128. All of those are key issues. Those will, of course, go back behind the counter in top loaders. Not that I expect them to last very long. The last 128 that I had sold within the day. That's how high demand that one is. The Spider-Man 252, it's on everybody's radar. It's on everybody's want list. It's just because it is such a pricey book right now. People tend to hesitate on it. With that one being a lower grade copy, making it a little bit less in value, it makes it more affordable for your average collector. So I wouldn't be surprised if that one goes first before the other one. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So again, that's what we got today. All of this will be hitting the back issues. I'll be making several bundles out of these runs. So that way you can pick up the whole collection if that's something you're into. Again, the Crawfordsville Comic and Card Show is this weekend at the 4-H Fair, and then that's on Saturday. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the Strawberry Festival here in Crawfordsville. So you can come by, grab an elephant ear and your lemon shake-up. Come by and hang out with me for a while. I will have many comic bundles, $20 comic bundles, mystery bags for you to purchase. Inside of the mystery bags, 1 in 10 has a chance of getting a $50 value bundle. So this will either have like an extra book or two in it to make it worth the $50, or it may be a run of classic stuff. I'm thinking about doing like an Avengers run where all the books are, $10, $15 a piece, that kind of thing. So there'll definitely be some carrots and a way for you to really, add to your collection in a quick, efficient way. So, again, other than that, I hope everybody has a wonderful day. It's going to be a thing. It's going to be a week. It's going to be a week. And then, feel free to ask me for updates on the basement, because, it'll be, what I'll be kind of focused on, here for a while. Oh, and the Magic players, I will be getting Final Fantasy product in on Friday. So if you are a Magic player and you're eagerly awaiting the Final Fantasy drop, it will be here on Friday. Many booster bundles, I'll have a few fat packs. I'll have a couple of the commander sets, and then even a box of collector packs, which apparently somebody already pulled a golden serial numbered chocobo out of one of them and is asking $200,000 for it. Apparently it's one of like 77 or something. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's a thing. Go on eBay, look up Golden Chocobo or Final Fantasy Chocobo, and you'll see all the variants. There's like green and blue and pink and red and the golden ones. So it's a thing, man. It's totally a thing. All right. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will check you guys later. Okay. All right. Yay! Excelsior.